Hello and welcome to the final part of our Project 175 video series. This is my attempt to hit a ball speed of a driver of 175 miles an hour. Now, if you haven't seen the other videos in the series, please do go and check them out. I've had a hell of a lot of help along the way. So I've been through a full fitting with Callaway. I've had some advice from James Wiltshire on how to train myself for speed. I've also had advice from Callaway tour staff on how to swing the club a little bit more efficiently to deliver that speed better into the golf ball. And today is the day where I'm going to find out whether actually all of that work has paid off. Guys, if you're new to the Golf Monthly channel, please do hit the subscribe button to make sure that you don't miss any of our videos. Hit the like button if you like what you're watching, and please do leave comments below. I'm here on the range at West Hill. I've got the GC2 launch monitor down in front of me. I've got loads of golf balls. Time to see if I can hit 175 miles an hour with a driver. Okay, so starting with the stretching and dynamic warm-up that James Wiltshire taught me in video 3 of this series. If you haven't seen it, do take a look at that video. It is really useful about telling you just how much a proper stretching warm-up routine can make a difference. So I need to go through it properly now, right? Okay, so I've done the stretching and I've hit a few golf balls. Now that's definitely not the warming up process. I now need to do my dynamic warm up, and this is really the part that's going to train me for the speed that I need for the next phase of this, the actual attempt to hit 175. So now I need to practice gearing up for full speed. So this is how you should be warming up before you play golf. It doesn't matter if you're looking to hit the ball further or not. This is the way in which to get your body primed and ready for an athletic movement. You know, the movement of the golf swing is incredibly athletic. And as James Wiltshire said, this is the way to do it. As you can hear, I'm quite well out of breath now. I now need to do the same with the driver turn the right way around, and then I'll hit a couple more drives, and then it's time to find out whether I can get to 175. Right, hit a couple more, or hit one more, and then I'm ready to start hitting. Okay. One, 6, 8. It's long. How fast is it? 166. Not fast enough, come on. Oh, slightly toey, but 168.1, I'm getting faster. Oh, that's straight right. 169.4. That's more like it. Come on. Every time I try and go after one, that's where the strike suddenly becomes slightly more problematic. I've got to still make sure I make a good golf swing at the ball, otherwise the strike gets lost. $170. Come on. I'm getting there. 299 carry that one. Okay, come on. 167.8, I absolutely hammered that. Whew. Picked one of the hottest days of the year to do this as well. Well, it's absolutely straight as you like, and it's long as well. It's got 168 mile an hour, 169 miles an hour ball speed, which is really good. It's carried 297, which is really good for me. Quite good enough though. Hitting it quite straight, which is good given how hard I'm trying to hit it. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. 170.8. There we go. We're cooking now. 170.8. That's 171 miles an hour ball speed. Come on, I need more than that. That one carried 314 yards. Okay, so it goes to show that the fitting, getting the launch and the spin right with how I deliver the club to the ball means that that one has a much stronger ball flight, much higher ball flight, and has gone 314 yards through the air, which is comfortably the biggest hit I think I've ever had with a driver. So from here on in, whether I win or I lose, I know this driver is definitely maxed out nicely for me. What was that? No, I haven't got time for shots like that. Oh, come on. Oh, 168. Okay, so I'm 30 shots in and my fastest is 170.8, which is a little bit faster than I was able to achieve when I first did the test. There have been some other really encouraging signs. I'm hitting it straighter, I'm definitely hitting it further. So even though the ball speed hasn't had a massive jump up, the overall distance has gone up because the quality of strike is better, which is what Matt from Callaway was talking about when we went through the fitting. And also just tinkering with the driver, getting it exactly dialed in for me, seems to be making it a much more efficient club for me. But I'm trying to get to 175 miles an hour ball speed. So I think for the next few, I'm going to start to try and hit it a little bit harder, as hard as I can. Let's see if I can get the strike right. If I can, then I know I can get it up from 170.8, which is where I am at the moment. 171.2, come on, come on. I just needed a little word with myself and a break. 171.4, just needed to swing it a bit harder. Didn't hit it. 173, come on, 173. Oh, that's awful, no. What was that? Got a bit excited. Oh, come on. 169.7. It's massive though. It's carried 307 against, it's carried the same distance as the one before. No, no. I thought that was it. I thought that was it. I thought that was it. And I looked down and it said 169. Spinning at 1731, launching at 14.4, peak height 38 yards, carrying a total of 308. A good drive, a really good drive, especially given that it went 6 yards left of the centre line. It's a good drive, it's a good drive. Come on then. No, 169.1. $158.9. That's not going to get the job done. Oh, please, go on then. Nowhere near, 168.4. But high launch, low spin, carrying 305. I mean, it's a good drive. I shouldn't be angry with that. Oh, right. Last three. This is it. If I can't do it by the end of these three, I'm not going to get there. So I've got a small amount of energy still in the tank. I'm going to give these three everything I've got. $171.3, it's getting a bit ridiculous now. I'm swinging at it quite hard, but it's another one over 170. come on. I didn't even strike that particularly well. Do that again, strike it well, and we're there. Oh, straight down the middle, but out the top of the club. That's not going to do it. Last one. This is it. Come on, do it with the last ball. Oh, 170. I'm spent. Okay, so hitting done, and I'm absolutely exhausted. I might well need a stretcher to get me off this driving range, but before I do, I need to talk you through what happened. Now, I didn't manage to make it to 175 miles an hour ball speed, sadly. I gave it everything I had. I literally had nothing else in the tank. I was starting to get slower and slower and slower towards the end, so sadly I didn't quite make it. I got to 173 miles an hour, so 2 miles an hour short. And it's a few miles an hour up on where I was at the beginning of the process. It was always going to be a really difficult challenge to see if I could get to 175 miles an hour ball speed, because my best hit when I first tested it was 170.7 miles an hour. So looking at today's numbers, the fastest I was able to achieve was 173 miles an hour ball speed, spinning at 2290, launching at 12.7 degrees, with a peak height of 41, and that carried 307 yards, which is fantastic distance for me. But that was not the best shot that I hit. That was not the longest shot that I hit. The longest shot I hit today had a ball speed of 170.8, but it was launching nice and high at 14.6 degrees. It was spinning nice and low at 1955 with a peak height of 43 yards. That delivered me a carry distance of 314 yards. Now that's the longest I've ever hit a drive, without a shadow of a doubt. I think that's the longest I've ever hit a drive. So I think if you'd have said to me at the beginning of this process that you would hit a drive that carried 314 yards, I'd have been pretty impressed with that. But there have also been a few other really important findings as well, which I'm going to go through now. The first thing is about the dynamic warm-up and just how important it is. It's something I noticed when I first did it with James Wiltshire at Formby Golf Club. If you haven't seen that, it's video number 3 in the series. Check it out. It is crucial if you want to add a little bit more club head speed, if you want to add a little bit more ball speed. And interestingly, I went through exactly the same dynamic warm-up today, but I didn't reach my sort of peak speed until I'd hit 10 drives. During the actual testing that I did. So the first 9 shots that I hit, they were nowhere near. They were all around the 165 to 167 ball speed mark. Only after 10 shots did I really reach peak speed. So I think it goes to show that perhaps that dynamic warm-up could have gone on a little bit longer. The second thing to point out is something that Tour Pros said to me. So when I went to the British Masters, again, that's video number 4 in the series, I spoke to 6 or 7 Callaway staff players, and they all spoke about the importance of using the ground. That power obviously comes from the ground, that you need to feel like you're sort of squatting and then pushing up off the ground through the ball. That's what gives you that sort of extra spring through the ball. And I started doing that during this process, or I've actually started doing it over the last few weeks. And look at how there's an increase in launch angle, there's an increase in peak height, but the spin has stayed the same. That is the definition for me of high launch and low spin, and it really has delivered more distance. And the third key finding in this project is just how important it is to go through a really good, full and thorough custom fitting. Now, obviously, these drivers, they don't come cheap, and if you're going to make the investment in your game, you need to walk away with something that's going to help you hit the ball better. That means longer off the tee, but it means straighter as well. And in order to do those two things, I think it's crucial that you go through the process that I went through and get dialed in as best you can. I was really surprised and really impressed with Matt from Callaway taking ½ an inch off the length of the shaft to help me hit the ball a little bit more consistently from the middle of the face. That definitely helped me hit that ball speed mark that I was able to achieve at the end of 173. He also tinkered around with the settings in the head to help me hit the fairway a little bit more often. And again, that's another finding from today's session. I was hitting the ball really hard. I wasn't leaving an awful lot in the tank throughout the hitting session here, but crucially, I didn't miss the fairway that often. I was pretty straight with this driver, and actually it's been something that I've noticed over the last few weeks. I've used this driver quite a bit during the sort of general course of play, and I'd say I'm straighter with this driver than I have been with any other driver I've been using in the bag so far in 2019. So there's an awful lot to this whole process, far more than just that 175 mile an hour benchmark that I was going for. Of course, I would say that I didn't quite make it, but have I walked away with a driver that's better for me? Yes. Am I hitting the ball better off the tee as a result of this process? Definitely. And I think it's food for thought for everybody out there. If you are thinking about investing in a new driver, if you're thinking about how to improve your game off the tee, then what I've done in this process is well worth following yourself. Proper stretching, dynamic warm-up, using the ground, teeing the ball up a little bit higher, all those kind of basic things that I think deep down we all know we should be doing. Are you really doing them? Because if the answer to that question is no, then you might just be giving away, well, you'll certainly be giving away a little bit of distance, but you'll also be giving away a little bit of accuracy too. It's definitely worth thinking about in your own game. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Please do leave comments below. What do you think about Project 175? What do you think about the sort of the journey that we went on in order to try and find that little bit more ball speed? We would be really interested to hear your thoughts. Please do like the video as well if you've liked what you're watching, and hit the subscribe button to make sure that you don't miss any of the Golf Monthly videos. But for now, from West Hill, it's goodbye.